You see that? Thank you. How we doing this morning, everybody? You see it's snowing outside. It's a beautiful day. It's Corona. Stay your ass inside. Don't go outside, okay? Wash your hands. Stay home. Stay safe. That's my little ad. Oh my God, I'm coughing Corona. All right, no, but for real. On today's Hector's point of view, we're gonna talk about one big myth, and I think this is what everybody struggles with, because when people come to me with their goals, it usually goes like this. So it's, I want to lose fat, but I want to tone and build muscle, but I don't want to go and lose too much weight. So I just be real confused when people come to me with those goals. So you want to stay the same weight, but you want to lose fat, but you want to build muscle. So you think it replaces itself, and that's not really how it works. You just burn fat and you have to build muscle. Fat doesn't turn into muscle. I know some people that don't know exercise sciences, and just people who are just working out don't know that, but I'm here to break that myth, and I'm here to tell you why you cannot burn and build at the same time. So that's why I always tell people, you're either going to go one way or you're going to go the other way. You're going to bulk first and then cut, or you're going to cut and then bulk. So I'm going to give you a little excerpt on one of the books I read, and then I just want you to listen, okay, and then let me know if this makes sense to you, okay? Can you burn and build at the same time? The myth of metabolic multitasking, all right? To reshape your body, you have to both burn fat and develop muscle. The problem, your metabolism isn't good at burning fat and building muscle at the same time. These two processes require completely different metabolic actions. They also require different hormonal signals. Building muscle requires insulin, while releasing fat for burning requires lower insulin. Burning fat and building muscle at the same time is the metabolic equivalent of patting your head, rubbing your tummy at the same time. It's not an easy task, okay? So basically, this is what I kind of preach to people. You can't do both, all right? So we call this the myth of metabolic multitasking. In reality, the body divides up resources between burning fat, which is basically catabolic, and building muscle, which is anabolic. And your body wants to burn or build, but not both at the same time. Okay, understanding this aspect of metabolism allows you to fully harness your power. It's like trying to talk on the phone, cook dinner, and keep your kids from fighting with each other at the same time. You won't accomplish any of them well. Your phone conversation will be constantly interrupted. You'll burn dinner or yourself. Your kids may take it into an other room, but they'll continue fighting. To succeed, you have to give each task its full attention. So which is what I always talk about, like give 100% to cutting and then give 100% to bulking, because you doing 50-50, it's going to take a lot longer and it might not actually come. So basically what happens is, when we're cutting, we want to maintain as much muscle as possible, because again, we need to take in sufficient protein to keep that muscle, and we need to lift enough so the muscle stays there, so the stimulus is hard enough, well, not hard enough, but you lift enough weight to keep your muscle there. Because again, people always talk about lifting, high reps, low weight, and that honestly doesn't get you anywhere when it comes to muscle building. It has to have you have to have a big enough resistance to kind of stimulate the muscle and actually use it to grow, or just have enough resistance so the muscle actually grows. So again, when you're cutting or burning, your lifting does not change. Really, when you're cutting, it's just you add a lot more cardio to your program. The lifting stays the same. You always want to lift as heavy as possible. You always want to keep your volume high. I never change that. The only difference between bulking and cutting is really cardio and your diet. And again, it's how many carbs I feed you, how many fats I feed you, how many fats I take away from you, and how many carbs I take away from you, depending on which one you're doing. Let me finish this. When you buy into the myth of metabolic multitasking, you think as you burn fat, you can simultaneously build muscle. But in reality, you'll be burning muscle too, and that can end up skinny fat. And we know a lot of people who are skinny don't have no muscle, probably because they don't have the correct diet and they don't lift enough. So again, that's why a lot of people always talk about, I'm skinny fat. Smaller than you were, but still flabby because you lost so much muscle. Likewise, if you try to build muscle in order to lose fat, you will add fat along with muscle and just look bulky. And to me, that's fine. I tell people all the time, when you're bulking and building muscle, you are going to put a little fat on, but you have to be okay with it. You have to be okay with your six-pack not being there for the time being. That's why people usually bulk in the wintertime when you're covered up. And then when summer comes around, everybody just usually starts cutting, and then you can actually show your muscles. All right, to burn fat and build muscle, the Lose Weight Here plan harnesses your metabolism strengths at key times. So you'll alternate periods of burning fat and reducing your body mass with periods of muscle building and contouring. Once you understand that metabolic multitasking is a myth, and you begin to honor the law of metabolic compensation, you'll start to burn fat from all over your body. The stubborn fat in troublesome areas will be burned off more quickly too. Then you can speed up the process even more by using specific diet, exercise, lifestyle techniques we'll be teaching you. So these are one of the books that I use, called Lose Weight Here by Jay Teta. So this is one of the books that I use for my clients, and when I put their diet together and put their plan together, I usually take information from this book and just tips and tricks that I've learned, or in all the knowledge that I've soaked up. So basically, there might be people that's out there that is telling you you can burn fat and build muscle at the same time. Do not be lied to. Do not be fooled. That shit is impossible, and it's just because of your hormones. Basically, the biggest one is because of insulin. Basically, you need low insulin, or your insulin has to be low when burning fat. And then when you're building muscle at times throughout the day, or when you're lifting, or after you're done lifting, your insulin needs to be spiked. So that's why it's kind of hard going hand in hand. But I hope I broke this down so you can actually understand it and stop believing that you can do both at the same time. And I would tell you, just pick one.